morning, you guys. Happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new vlog. So anxious. So filming like a day in my life has been really hard for me because I'm just really anxious. Very anxious, but I'm determined. We're gonna take a little solo trip today and I'm really excited about it. I feel like I've really been putting myself on the back burner with selling the house and the impact selling your house can have on you. Like, it's not all like sunshine and rainbows like it looks like on social media. I feel like on social media you see people sell their house and then buy a new house and like that's it, and it's a really fun time, but it's also very stressful and I feel like no one talks about that. And so yeah, but I talked about this in my monthly reset briefly, but I feel like I've been living the last few weeks like at the convenience of everyone else. Like, I've been staying home, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, I'm an introvert at heart. I love being home, but I also love getting out of the house. I've been like staying home and not really doing anything because I'm like, well, what if someone books a showing? I can say yes or no, but I get like really in my head when I like, there's not really been any showings that I've had to say no to, but if there is, I get in my head and I'm like, I shouldn't say no to this, even though it's majorly going to inconvenience me, because what if this is the buyer? And I just can't think like that anymore. Like, I need to be able to like live my life and do things for me and fill up my cup, because I've really noticed that I've been slacking on that. And one thing in particular I wanted to do all summer and we haven't done yet, and it's almost August, is I've been wanting to take a lot of day trips to a few new small towns near us. And I think that's one of the really cool things about Ottawa is we have so many small towns surrounding us. And I got up today and I said, you know what? It's gonna rain this afternoon. It's like the perfect day to go explore a small town. So we're gonna go to Almonte today. I'm really excited. I was gonna go to Manotick, but I've been to Manotick so many times and I was like, you know what? Matt and I've been to Almonte once and I really just wanna go and kind of explore something totally new for me, which is a little out of my comfort zone. I kind of like to go back places I know. And so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna have a little reading this morning, have a little read this morning. And then we're gonna take the dogs for a walk, our usual like Friday morning activity with Michaela. And then I'm gonna get ready and head on my little day trip and then come home. And I'm so excited because Illusion Island is out today, which is the new Disney game, and Matt pre-ordered it for me for my birthday. So I'm hoping to squeeze in a little playtime this afternoon, but I also wanna go to the gym. And then tonight we're gonna go see Haunted Mansion. So I'm really excited about it. And yeah, it's gonna be a great day. So I'm excited to take you guys along. Going to the movies is like one of my favorite ways to spend quality time with Matt. Because I'm such an introvert, one of my favorite ways to spend quality time with Matt is to like be with him, but us be doing our own thing. So Matt playing video games and me reading, or going to the movies for me because no one has to talk. And if I've had like a long day, it's a great way to decompress. And especially when I'm anxious, it's so important for me to just stay off my phone. So I'm really excited to go to the movies tonight. And yeah, but welcome to the vlog. I feel like I am trying to get my, what's the word? Like, I'm trying to get my sunshine back. Like, I'm trying to get my, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I'm trying to get like my, not happiness back, but my spark. I'm trying to get my spark back. And yeah, I just feel like there hasn't been anything going on in our life to vlog and we're kind of just stuck in limbo. And that's okay, that's life, it's a phase, and we're just gonna make the most of it. So I'm hoping to start a weekend vlog tomorrow. Fingers crossed this one today is long enough. I'll just have to chat. It's so funny because day in the life videos, like the feedback I get from new subscribers is they wish my videos were shorter, but you guys love the long videos and I love long videos. So it's interesting because to attract like new people, you're supposed to make your videos shorter, but that's just like so not like me, which I find interesting. I'm just a chatterbox, you know? To share my current reads with you guys. I'm actually also reading, what am I reading on my Kindle? I'll show you guys after. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm basically doing a thriller, a fantasy, and a romance, which is my ideal trifecta. So I have Sherry Lapina's new book, and so far I'm really liking it. She has a very specific style of writing thrillers. Like, she does things from multiple POVs to get you to not really kind of catch on to possible hints. I feel like she does that really well. And I don't usually like, well, it's not multiple POVs, it's in third person, but I feel like she does it really well, where she just has it rotating like who you're following out of like, I don't know, 6-7 people, so that you're kind of like always just focusing on the character and not the plot, if that makes sense. But you're just so fixated on keeping up with who are we talking about now, that I feel like that's how she gets a good plot twist in. So I'm really, really liking this. This one is about a dad who's having an affair, and then he like comes home in the middle of the day because the lady he's having an affair with breaks it off, and then he finds his daughter at home earlier than he thought, and then he loses his temper, and then she's declared missing a few hours later. So I'm really loving it. I obviously know it's not the dad, like that would just be too obvious. So I'm kind of a little bit far in. I kind of want to get some reading done on this today, and I'm just like loving it. I find her thrillers are really fast paced and an easy read, like not too much thought goes into it. I feel like some thrillers you really got to be thinking all the time, and I just don't like that. So if you're looking to get into thrillers, I highly recommend Sherry Lapina books. They're really, really great. And then this was a recommendation from Abigail's Cup of Tea, and I loved it. I started reading it on my Kindle, and then I realized how much I loved it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it because I had the Indigo gift card. It's called Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber, and it is so good so far. I'm about 5 or 6 chapters in, but I'm really loving it. Also a sequel, so loving that, loving that. Those are my current reads, and I might sit and read for a little bit. I just finished Rachel's new video, so that's super exciting. And good morning, welcome to the vlog. We're getting back to it, and not that I haven't really missed many I think I missed 2-3 uploads in July, so I'm excited to just get back to it and just vlog. But yeah, I'm gonna sit and read for a bit. I feel like I've been reading this a lot at night, which is kind of different for me. I usually read fantasy during the day so I can like focus, but I think I'm gonna keep reading this for a bit, and we're gonna go to the dog park around 9:30, so I have some time of about an hour. The heat wave is still not stopped here. It's crazy. I love the heat, but I like the kind of heat that like when you wake up, it's not super hot yet, but it's like you wake up and it's already 90 degrees here. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, I get how the Florida people like are now. Like I get them in their summers, but we're not used to that. It's usually like, you know, in the 70s when you wake up, and then it progressively gets warmer. So we're kind of going on like 3 weeks now, which is crazy. I feel like the summer has just been, the weather's just been, I mean, it's climate change for sure, but the weather's just been kind of all over the place. So good morning. Let's have a great day together. Alrighty, you guys, we just got to Almonte. I was like doing some reflection on the way here, just about like spending summer days alone and being by yourself, and kind of just like the negative connotation I feel like it has in society. I feel like sometimes we view being alone as like the last resort. Like we can't do something unless we're like with someone else. Like being by ourselves is the last resort. Going to explore a small town by yourself is like the last resort if someone doesn't want to come with you. Then I feel like, especially when it comes to being alone, if you're not used to being alone, it is so important to change the way we speak and think about being alone, if that makes any sense. I just feel like instead of viewing it as such a negative thing, we can view it as like a really fun and positive thing. Instead of viewing it as like, ugh, like going by myself is like the last resort, you can view it as, you know, I'm getting to know myself, I'm recharging, I'm spending time with myself. I really think that solitude and being alone can be such a beautiful thing if you let it. And I feel like especially as an adult, like summer as a kid is so fun. You're with your friends, then you get older, you know, you're in college, then you have the summers off, it's still fun, you hang with your friends, you might have a job, and then you go into like the corporate world, and I feel like summer just has a bit of a different meaning when you're an adult. Like it just doesn't feel as fun as when you were a kid. I feel like sometimes I get caught up in like, oh, this isn't like the summer that like, you know, we're supposed to have, or like this society wants us to have. And I'm viewing it as the summer of being by myself and spending time by myself and finding new hobbies and becoming more independent. And even as an introvert, I catch myself slipping into thoughts of like, oh, well, I'm gonna wait for Matt to do this. And there's nothing wrong with waiting for your partner, but there's also nothing wrong with doing things by yourself, right? We're kind of getting close to not really the end of summer, but I mean, it's August, and today I just woke up and was like, you know what? I am done like waiting to see if someone is free to come to the small town with me. I'm just gonna go do it by myself. And I just think when you're starting out, it's so important to switch your like vocab and your language from negative to positive, which can be hard, especially if you're not used to being by yourself. I think I get a lot of DMs asking like how to start spending time with yourself. And I think the easiest way to do it first is to do it with activities that make you comfortable already. So for example, if you're like me and you love books, try going to a bookstore by yourself. Or if you have a dog, maybe try going somewhere else to take a walk and doing things that are already comfortable to you, because start with something you enjoy. It feels a little bit easier in my opinion, and it can just be really overwhelming if you start really big. I think there's nothing more empowering than being by yourself, honestly. Like, being alone is something that can sometimes be like looked down on, but I think it's the most freeing feeling in the world. So that's my little rant. I'm a little scared to park here, but I mean, it's gonna rain on and off for the next few hours, so I feel like I might be okay. I'm only like a street away, so I'm thinking I might be okay to park here and just, I don't know, I feel like I maybe did not pick the best day to do this because it's like scattered thunder showers, but there is like a little parking lot for the main street, but it was full, so I'm kind of hoping if I circle back, maybe there's some parking. But my plan is to get a coffee and then walk around. There's some cute stores, and then I would really love to say I'm gonna sit down for lunch somewhere, because that's something I don't do often and it's like still a little out of my comfort zone to do. But I do want to like spend the afternoon at home if it's raining, playing like on the Switch and reading. So if I don't, it's not because like I don't like, it's not because it makes me uncomfortable, it's just because I might run out of time because I have to factor in an hour drive home. I'm gonna park here. If I have to walk in the rain, I have to walk in the rain. I am wearing a white skirt, but it's fine. It's like not supposed to rain that much. It's not supposed to pour or anything, so I think I should be okay. My plan is to walk up and get a coffee. I just realized I forgot my Apple Watch and my engagement ring, and let's go. I'll probably film on my phone. I've actually been loving vlogging on my phone when we go out and about. It's just so much easier, and I feel like the quality is really, really good. All right, let's go. guys, we were on our way home and then I remembered Canada has an Arby's and I was like, I need to stop right now because one thing about me, I'm so excited right now. I'm really just like, the little things make me so happy. I love Arby's. We used to have one in our end of town and then they got rid of it and it made me really sad. Like, I'm gonna stop because let me tell you a horror story. Got my nice little deli sandwich. Okay, it was like homemade. First of all, a wasp flew into my Coke Zero after 2 sips and like, I'm sorry, but I'm not salvaging that shit. Like, it's gone. And then I went to go take out the like spicy peppers out of my sandwich because it was like a pre-made sandwich. And then I like was standing and then I dropped the sandwich and it went everywhere after 3 bites. So that was great. So I was like, you know what? Treat yourself, girl. Stop at Arby's. So I'm stopping at Arby's and got a little ham and Swiss, which is like my favorite. One of my favorite things to do when I'm like by myself is just sit in the car, listen to a podcast and like eat. I just think it's so peaceful, you know? And then, I mean, obviously came for the curly fries, let's be real. That's what we're doing. We honestly had a really lovely day and I'm excited because it's only 1:40, so I have time to go home and relax. And we have no showings today, so I can just chill. I think Matt and I are gonna go to the gym later. And yeah, but honestly, this is an elite day so far. Fun fact about me is that like whenever I go out, like if we get fast food, I never get fries as a side. I'm like not really a big fry girl. I'm a big onion ring girl, but I'm not like a regular fry girl. I mean, obviously I like McDonald's french fries because who doesn't like McDonald's french fries, but I never really get fries anywhere else except curly fries because they have like a good seasoning to them. I'll show you guys what I got. I love going to small towns and supporting local whenever I can. Not that I got too much, but there were so many antique stores. I definitely want to go back with Matt because I think he would love it. But first thing I got was I got this old newspaper that I want to frame. Maybe I'll just take it out of the thing for you. An old Globe and Mail from 1969 about going to the moon. And I thought that'd be so cool to frame. If you guys are newer to the channel, Matt is a really big space nerd. Like he loves space so much. So I thought that would be so fun to get for him. All right, and then I got my mom this gift, which clearly I'm just buying everyone gifts except myself. But I'm the kind of person that would rather get you like a just because gift rather than feel pressured to get you like a birthday or Christmas gift, etc. Like when I see something and I think of you, that's when I want to get it for you. My mom loves Westphalia's so much. It's like her favorite. She really wants a VW so bad. And so I saw this mug and I had to get it for her because it's so her vibe. I'm gonna give it to her tomorrow. Okay, first of all, it says follow your heart on the inside, but look how cute that is. I think she's gonna shit her pants when she sees it. I'm literally so excited to give her this tomorrow when I see her. I didn't really, like I said, get too much, but anytime I see any kind of indigenous art, I always love to support them. You guys know I went to Iqaluit this past spring and it was just like a really life-changing, amazing trip. And I saw this bookmark and I mean, you can never have too many bookmarks, right? And it's this beautiful, beautiful bookmark. And I saw it and I was like, this is stunning. For $3, I need this in my life. So I got that. I've been trying to find a ring dish for so long. Really hard time finding a ring dish that is like affordable. And so when I saw this was $12 at a local store, I was like, okay, I have to get it and support them because I feel like that's really affordable. And it's like handmade ceramic. So literally so cute, the perfect size to put your rings in. So I was so happy when I saw that for $12. So that's my little car haul and eat. And I'm gonna head home now. It hasn't started raining here, which is great. But I'm assuming it's coming considering I came from the west and it's like kind of following us. Feels like 34. Oh, lovely. There's a severe thunderstorm and a tornado risk coming. So that's great. That's like the perfect afternoon to cozy up. Great day so far. Like literally my ideal summer day by myself. All right. We have made it back home sweet home. It's currently, let's see what time it is. Oh my gosh, it's almost 3 o'clock. Wow, today has just like honestly flown by. But I want to make some little summer treats. I've been making these and I am so obsessed with them. They're so good. I feel like it's hit or miss, but I really, really like them. And I think one thing, if you're trying to like spend more time alone with yourself, is to not jump to what everyone else is doing, right? Like you really have to start small, which I know sounds like obvious, but it's true. Like if you're someone who is a bit more dependent and you're trying to spend more time alone and be comfortable with like your own presence, you can't just like jump to like, I mean you could, I guess, like jump to the solo road trip or jump to like a solo day trip. I think it's so important to take baby steps. You know you best. If you just want to go out with a bang and fly to Europe or something, or like Toronto, like go for it. But I think starting small is what really allows you to make it successful. It's kind of like healthy habits in a way, right? And so I think a great starting point is just being alone in your own space, whether it's like a bedroom at your, you know, if you live with your parents or roommates, or if you know, have an apartment or a house with a significant other, is spending more time alone somewhere that you're comfortable. One of my favorite ways of spending time alone is making myself a coffee or baking. It doesn't need to necessarily be out of the house for you to spend time by yourself. It could be reading, it could be sitting in your backyard, it could be sitting on your balcony, it could be watching a movie by yourself. It doesn't really necessarily always need to be leaving the house. I think baby steps are important to just spend time with yourself. I think your house or your home or your safe place is a really great place to start, especially if you're not used to being by yourself. I remember when Matt started working shift work and we were living together, like all I could really do or handle was like just being in our home or our like a condo by ourselves, right? Making myself dinner, spending time with myself in somewhere that felt comfortable to me. And then I took the baby steps of like going to the bookstore and now, you know, taking day trips and stuff, but it doesn't have to be like that aggressive from the get-go. I don't think that's probably even really sustainable long term. So anyways, I just wanted to remind you guys of that I think baby steps are really important. But I want to show you guys that summer treat I've been making. It's so easy and it's so yummy. I like to do it when the strawberries are kind of like close to going bad, when they're like really juicy, you know what I'm saying? And I just use the Too Good yogurt. I love it so much. I am not a sweet yogurt person because I don't like a lot of sugar in my yogurt. Like for me, yogurt is like protein, not for it to be sweet. But this is so good. And then I usually drizzle chocolate on top, and it's just like the perfect summer treat. I usually do it like on a baking sheet, so it's like bark, but I think what I'm gonna do today is make it in muffin things so I can just pop them out and have like a little puck. But I have to be careful because of my tooth, so I might cut them up into pieces. But I went to go eat corn the other day and my dad was like, stop, you can't do that. And I like totally forget because it looks just like so normal. If you guys are like somewhat new here, I fainted a few times after I had COVID last year and I broke my tooth. Yeah, I fainted on a brand trip and sliced my tooth right in half, and they glued it back on luckily, but I forget sometimes because it just is so normal now. So I might have to chop these up because the first time I made them it was kind of hard because I had to eat with like my back teeth. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to make it. It's literally so simple. I also feel like this kind of goes without saying, but if you're not like comfortable being like in silence, like I think silence can be really beautiful but also a little intimidating from the get-go, just throw on a podcast or something so you feel like you're hanging out with someone, or watch like YouTube. I love to pull YouTube up on our Google Home. I think it's so fun. I'm actually gonna do that now. I think sticking with like content creators who also like bring you peace or calming is really important. So I'm gonna watch Paige Lorenz's Nantucket vlog.
For the fish is just marinating in lemon right now. I'm gonna put some salt, pepper, and olive oil, just very simple fish. Dinner tonight with my friends. Nantucket. I would go last summer with them, and it's just really
so it's just, they just look like this, little like yogurt bars, and then I just stick them in the freezer. I let them freeze, and then we're gonna melt chocolate on them. I'm thriving right now because it's literally just about to pour, and we just have like big windows in the living room, and I love sitting on the couch with like a vlog on. Like I am in my element right now. I'm just sitting with a little dip pickle salad. I'm gonna watch some vlogs, snuggle with Stella. Like this is it for me. Brings me so much happiness. And I think when you're trying to spend more time with yourself, it's so important to like hold on to those moments that bring you a lot of happiness. Like when there's something that you're giddy and excited about doing alone, hold on to that and do it as much as you can. And it can be something as simple as this. I'm just sitting on the couch, it's gonna rain, and I'm just gonna watch YouTube. I'm such a YouTube girly. I just love it. I just love it. I feel like hanging out with all my friends. So I just couldn't resist. I heard the thunder starting and I was like, I have to play it. This is like how happy I am at like Disney World. I'm literally so excited. Okay. And I'm like living for this music. This is giving like Mario 64 vibes. Okay, well if anyone needs me, I'm gonna be here all afternoon playing this. Good morning, you guys. It is officially the real weekend because my weekend starts on Friday, so sometimes I say the weekend. It's not actually the weekend yet, it's the weekend. Matt is helping my dad this weekend, so we're having another little solo weekend, and I thought it would be fun to keep this vlog going just a little bit, just to give you guys a few more ideas on things you could do, because honestly, today's Sunday, and honestly, Friday was a little bit of a shit show. Not really, but like a little bit. So Matt got home, we went to the gym and did a pull day. And then we came home, we chilled for a bit, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna get dinner before we go to the movies. Our power wasn't out, but we left to go to the movies, and our movie was at like 7, so like pretty early. And we get onto the main street and realize the power's out from the storm, which is not shocking. Like our end of town just always loses power. I don't know if we have like bad grids or whatever. And then the power came back on. We were so happy. We get to the movies and they're like, oh, we're not showing any movies until like 9:30 now because the power went out. And my heart went out for anyone who was like in the middle of like Oppenheimer and then the power just went out and they like had to come back and watch the rest of the movie. Like that freaking blows. But we got coupons to go back to the movie next week, and so we ended up just coming home, and I don't remember what we did. Clearly nothing that exciting then, if I don't remember. So that was that. And then yesterday I edited this video and we had like a bunch of showings, and we have a bunch of showings today too. But I figured, once again, I really want to keep prioritizing myself even while our house is for sale. And so I wanted to share this because I thought of it last night, and it's kind of a fun way, I feel like, to maybe like get out of the house and get out of your comfort zone. I have been seeing iced blueberry lattes and iced blueberry coffees all over social media because of like Dunkin', but obviously we don't have Dunkin' in Canada. And so I figured, I posted my Instagram story, and one of you posted that one coffee shop in Ottawa had it last month, so I'm gonna go and see if they have it today, and if not, I'm gonna kind of go on an adventure to find it somewhere in Ottawa. And so I feel like making yourself like a little challenge, like maybe trying to find the best like iced vanilla latte or the best bagel or something like that. Like it is, I mean, you don't really have to spend money, but if you want to kind of get out of the house, I feel like that could be a really fun thing to do. So today we're on a mission to find an iced blueberry latte or iced coffee, and I want to sit in the coffee shop for a bit and read and just spend time with myself. I wanted to include some things that might be a little bit easier to do than like just going on a road trip. And so I don't know, it's 9:45 and we have a showing at 12:30, and the farmers market's only like 20 minutes away, so I think I'll have time to just like even walk around for a few minutes. And so I'm gonna try my best to go. And then I think after, when we have our showing, I want to use my All Trails app and find a new spot to go for a walk with Stella, which I'll talk more about after. Let's hit the road to try and find an iced blueberry coffee. And if we can't find one in Ottawa, I am gonna cross the border next week because I have some packages to pick up, so we'll get it then. But I'm determined to find one in Ottawa. And yeah, but let's head out on a little solo date day again. It's nice and sunny. I I found it. Shout out to, let me check actually, I want to give you a shout out, whoever shouted me. Allison maybe? Yes, Allison. Shout out Allison who said that Arlington had one. This is the blueberry crumble iced latte, but I got it in iced or a cold brew format instead because you guys know I don't like very milky drinks. I just got a cold brew with like a few pumps of blueberry and it's so yummy. I definitely feel like it would be complemented well if you did like a pump of blueberry and a pump of vanilla. That could be good, but it's homemade blueberry syrup, so it like all sinks to the bottom, which is like always kind of frustrating, but it's super yummy. I'm really glad I got that. And then I just read a chapter of my book. I did finish Sherry Lapina's new book last night, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram and you like the book reviews, go follow me there because I post my book reviews in real time. But it was just like no. And like I am a Sherry Lapina stan, okay? I've read all of her books. I've given them between 4 or 5 stars. That one, it honestly, it sucked. It really did. So that was a bit of a bummer, but I'm not letting myself get into a reading slump because of it. So F1 just finished and no one moved up. My boy did not get into 3rd, which is okay. It's all good. I mean, I'm happy to see Charles Leclerc in 3rd. Like, that's awesome. Go him. I do really enjoy him. But what I want to do, story of my life. I also look like I'm naked. I'm wearing a dress, obviously. But I don't know. We'll figure it out as we drive. I've been home for about an hour, I'd say. I just ate some breakfast and cleaned up the house a little bit, and now I'm getting ready to head out with Stella. We're gonna go on a little trail walk situation. I think one of my favorite like free things to do in the summer is to just check out different trails and paths around me. Like, we all do this at some point or another where we're like, oh, our city is so boring. And today was just a good reminder that there's so much I haven't explored. For example, that little spot I was reading just before I got home, I decided to drive down, if you guys are familiar with the Glebe, I drove down Sunnyside all the way to the end. I don't want to give away the spot though, it's so good. It was so quiet and peaceful. It was on like a little cul-de-sac and it had beautiful views of the river. And I never would have found that little spot if I hadn't just wandered around and explored. It's one of my favorite things to do with a podcast or just like a silent walk. So I highly recommend, if you guys want to like spend some time alone with yourself this summer while the weather is nice, to just like find a new part of your city to explore, or a new path or a new trail. I love the All Trails app. This is obviously not sponsored. It's great for finding different like forest walks, trails, hikes, etc. around. And even for us living in the suburbs, we live in a very big suburb of Ottawa with a lot of greenery and forest. Like, I'm so grateful for that we don't live like in a downtown area where we have like no greenery and forest. Like, I really love the suburban setting. And so it's been so hot here, like crazy hot. And so today's actually the first day it's in like the 70s and 80s, which is great. Like, I'm literally wearing a sweater. I'm wearing my little airy jumpsuit, and we can finally go on like a good midday walk. It's just, like I said, been so hot that we've either had to go like at 7 in the morning or like 9 p.m. and I obviously just don't really feel comfortable going for a walk at 9 p.m. by myself in a new like forest. Not that I think anything would happen, but you never know. So we have a 12:30 to 1:30 showing. You can either pick a 30-minute, 45-minute, or an hour showing. So I figured this was a good opportunity for us to go try out a new trail, and Stella loves doing that. And she has really great recall, so I only take her off leash if it's an off leash trail or there's other dogs off leash. But so I'm really looking forward to that. I'll take you guys along, and then I'll probably end the vlog off just because I don't want it to be too long. But I'm really glad I decided to vlog a little bit today too, because I think it was so much fun. And obviously there's so many other things that you can do. Like, TikTok and Pinterest actually super useful when it comes to finding like solo date ideas. You can just type in like solo date ideas on TikTok or on Pinterest. I did like summer solo activities, and they have a bunch of different bucket lists. So I highly recommend looking there if you want some other ideas. I love, love, love going on new walks with Stella. It's also great for her to just kind of go somewhere new. We usually do like a safari type walk where once a day, we go on 3 walks a day, but one of her walks is like she's in ultimate control in terms of where she wants to go, just because sniffing is so good for their stimulation. So one of our walks out of the 3, and we go 3 different routes, she's like in control of where she wants to go and sniff, and that usually poops her out. But it's so good for her to be like in new environments, new trails, and sniff new things. So it'll be really good for her too. She'll be pooped this afternoon. And yeah, we're gonna head out. I'll take you guys along probably on my phone. I've just, like I said, I've been loving vlogging on my phone. It's just a lot easier when we're on the go, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.